Once again and again, the numbers of the COVID-19 keeps on increasing once again. It's in the wrong direction, ladies and gentlemen. But the hospitalizations are down by 17 fewer people. The COVID-19 key metric numbers continue to increase over and over again in the wrong direction, even with the positivity rate percentage keeps increasing over and over again as well. That means it's at the all-time high in the state of Maryland. Showing with the COVID-19 vaccination data numbers, they are more than 9,355,000 doses have been administered, 12,180,000 doses have been distributed. 4,090,000 people across Maryland are already been fully vaccinated, and 88.8% have been received one dose of the vaccine. Researchers have come up with a reliable way to determine which COVID-19 patients will most likely die from the disease. Scientists found the amount of viral RNA in the blood is directly associated with mortality. Governor Larry Hogan said he was briefly on the variant. He released a statement saying on the quote, he says, "We are closely monitoring the situations and we will provide further public health updates to Marylanders as more information becomes available. While there is much unknown about the Omicron variant and how it will spread, the most important thing Marylanders can do right now is to get vaccinated or get a booster shot." There were more than 1,200 new cases of COVID have been reported overnight in the 24-hour period. More than 40 people have already in the hospital with the virus infections. The positive test rate percentage has increased by more than 5%. In the race to fight off the new variant Gettysburg-based Novavax, they're at hard work on a new version of its vaccine. The company says they hope it will target Omicron specifically, and it should be ready for testing and manufacturing in the next few weeks. The shot made by the Novavax has been approved for emergency use in other countries, but not yet approved here yet. The company expects to apply for approval, though, by the end of the year. Showing more than 1,100 new confirmed cases have been reported in the last 24-hour period. 35 more people are hospitalized, 14 Marylanders have died, and the positivity rate has once again increased in the wrong direction. Now with the booster shot, there are more than 1 million Marylanders have received a booster shot vaccine with Pfizer and Moderna. We have a lot of people across Maryland who are getting a booster shot, ladies and gentlemen, as Maryland now topping off with a 1 million mark. That number of the booster shot dose is getting very, very bigger. Showing another four-figure numbers of these cases were being reported of the 24-hour period. Of course, there are more than 1,800 new confirmed cases. 9 more people have died. That's almost getting towards nearly 11,000 deaths. The positivity rate are definitely showing an increased percentage. With the latest COVID-19 vaccination data of the administered doses, there are more than 4,301,000 have received a first dose. 3,794,000 have received a second dose. More than 320,000 have received a single dose. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, more than 1 million Maryland team have received a booster shot dose with Pfizer and Moderna once again. The grand total numbers of the administered doses, they are, ladies and gentlemen, more than 9,455,000. One COVID vaccine better than the other. The Pfizer and Moderna are both highly effective, but new evidence suggests the Moderna vaccine may have an edge in the first head-to-head comparison. Researchers studied health records of veterans who got the shots. They found Moderna offered a 21% lower risk of infections and a 41% lower risk of hospitalizations. There is a new data on how COVID-19 lockdowns affect the elderly and disabled. Researchers in Minnesota tracked older people with vision or hearing loss and learned that they are suffering mental and emotional issues from social isolation. Patients say masks make talking harder, and those with vision problems had trouble without the in-person help. 1,700 new confirmed cases in the state of Maryland have been reported in the last day. More than 11,000 Marylanders have died from the COVID-19. So as we now surpass the 11,000 mark, and of course, there are a lot of people in the state of Maryland who have died. The hospitalizations and the positivity rate percentage is of course increasing in the wrong direction with an all-time high. More than 4,304,000 have received the first dose. Another 3,797,000 have received a second dose. 321,000 receive a single dose. And 1,049,000 people in Maryland got their booster shots. The total for the administered doses is another big number, which is 9,472,600. 12,345,000 doses were being distributed doses. 4,118,000 Marylanders have already been fully vaccinated, and more than 89% of Marylanders 18 and older have at least one dose of the vaccine. So the state averaged about 27,000 shots a day, including boosters. Doctors say it is the race between the vaccine and the variant, and they say more people need to get in line for the shot to help stop the spread. Doctors also say vaccines are the best way to protect yourself. Governor Larry Hogan made that announcement, and he says all 3 cases are in the Baltimore metro area. We are going to break it down for you, ladies and gentlemen, about what we know. 2 of those cases are from the same household. One person who was vaccinated recently traveled to South Africa. They have spread the Omicron variant to someone who is in the same household unvaccinated. The 3rd case is unrelated, and that person didn't travel anywhere recently. That person is also vaccinated. And Larry released a statement saying on the quote, he says, getting a vaccine or a booster shot is the single most important thing that you can do to protect yourself and those around you. We will continue to keep Marylanders updated. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as we stated, the number of the coronavirus key metrics are definitely on the rise with cases, deaths, and hospitalizations, but the positivity rate have dropped by just 1. If you want to keep on looking at that COVID-19 data chart and COVID-19 vaccination data chart, just in case, ladies and gentlemen, if you're new at this or you may have seen it before, you can look at it over and over to keep track of the data charts. And if you live in the state of Maryland, whether if you're in Hartford, Cecil, Baltimore, Kent, Howard, Anne Arundel, Montgomery, Frederick, or anywhere in counties in Maryland, and including the Maryland city areas, it does not even matter. To look at the COVID-19 data charts, just log on to their Maryland's link at coronavirus.maryland.gov to click it. It's on the description below.